go, boys. Here we go. Nuggets Rockets Part 2.
Yes, sir.
You guys ready?
Looks like we've been here before.
We have.
I think we have.
What is up, everybody? Welcome into the pregame lounge. There we go, Ray. I was wondering what we were going to get from you on the air horn tonight. I'll take it.
You know me.
I'll take it. We are presented by DraftKings Sportsbook. Make sure to use the code DNVR when you sign up and download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. At the conclusion, the last segment of today's pregame show, Dev will give us his best bets for the night. We'll win some money. Let me introduce who I've got with me tonight. That is Superstar Dev. How's it going, man?
I mean, the king of the chat is with us. It was so much that I had to give up my spot on the couch. That was like a courtesy of Serbia. If I didn't go to Serbia, I would have been right in that spot, but they showed me to be a good guest.
They changed
and be hospitable.
Yeah.
So
I really appreciate
that's
it.
your spot now.
Yeah, I like it. You have moved over a seat that is typically your spot at the end of the couch.
I've never been here.
Yeah, unfamiliar territory, but you're a professional. You'll roll with the punches.
It's taking a leap for me. I appreciate that.
We've also got the king of the chat, Ray, here with us, subbing in. We're a little undermanned tonight, but Ray, thank you for coming on. Happy to have you here.
Happy to be here.
Nuggets Rockets Part 2 tonight, guys. Yes, we're doing it again. The Nuggets beat the Rockets on Monday here in Denver. They're taking on the Rockets again tonight. Let's get to some game notes. First note I've got, guys, Bones Hyland is back.
Let's get busy.
Let's go. Is available tonight. He's missed the last 3 games with a non-COVID illness. He missed 2 games earlier this month with COVID. He's missed 5 out of the last 9 games overall. But he is back. Excited to see what he brings. We'll talk about him more in segment 2. Michael Porter Jr. is still out. Heel contusion. 4th straight game that he's missed. He was ruled out yesterday, so it didn't really seem like there was a chance of him playing tonight. Jeff Green is still out. No new injuries for the Rockets, though. But, I mean, we pretty much know what this Houston team is about. We just watched them. I want to go around and see what we're all watching for tonight. I'm going to start with you, Dev. If you had to pinpoint one thing tonight, what are you watching for?
I want to see if Denver can defend a little bit better, especially just those extra passes that Houston does. Like they do a great job of just spacing you out, making the extra pass, knocking down threes at a alarming high rate. And we know they're not trying to win the game. So if you could try to take their pride, everything from them in the first half, I think that you have a good start and you'll be off to a great game with a early lead. So I think that it's that defense in the first half.
Yeah, I think that's good. I mean, if you look at that last game, the reason why it was close at halftime is because Houston hit their threes. They hit 12 threes in the first half. They scored a ton of points. They got hot. They only made 3 threes in the third quarter, and then Denver kind of pulled away. So I agree with that. If the Nuggets defend, if Houston isn't as hot from 3 in the first half, I think Denver should open up a big lead early. Ray, what's one thing you're watching for tonight?
So I think, in that second Dallas Mavericks game, Denver took advantage of the way that Dallas relaxed a little bit on the second half of that 2-game stretch.
Yeah.
I don't know if we see a lot of defense tonight, but I'm hoping that they can reel it in early, Yeah. I understand, you want to relax. It's a Wednesday. It's a lesser opponent, but don't let it get too far. That's all I ask. That's what I'm looking for.
Right. I agree. I'm also worried about the defense again tonight. It's funny, if you look at just the Nuggets' defensive numbers on the season, Michael Malone was talking about this actually before the first Rockets games. In wins, like the Nuggets play respectable defense. I think they're around league average. In losses, they have like the worst defense in the NBA. And then in clutch games, in close games, when the score is within 5 points with 5 minutes or less remaining, Nuggets have the best defense in the NBA. So what that tells me is when they want to defend, they can defend. I don't know if they can do that for 4 quarters, but they've proved this season that they can do that when it counts, when they want to. The third quarter against Houston on Monday, that was, they wanted to defend and they did that. So I'm curious to see if they want to defend tonight.
Yeah, right. That's like just showing like how they defend in the clutch. Just kind of shows that it's like a conscious effort that they just have to make, and that's why I want them to just kind of key in I'm not saying it has to be tonight, but like just one game where they just say, hey, we're going to just show that for one game we can take it serious and be one of the best defensive teams in the league. They're far from that right now. But I would just like to see it, like for everybody to just like lock in on that side of the ball. I want it to be like a national televised game for sure. But like on these type of games,
against the Rockets, bro.
That's what I said. On these type of games, I just want you to just like show your like manpower and show like, hey, we can dominate these type of teams if we want to, and we're just gonna just take off.
Yeah.
I definitely feel like if Denver, sends a message early, I think they could have a very comfortable win.
I agree. This is the game where if the Nuggets punch first, if they come out in the first quarter, play defense like they want to, Houston starts out a little cold from three. I agree. I think this is the game that Denver can potentially pull away in and end kind of early. Regular starters for the Nuggets tonight: Jamal Murray, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, Bruce Brown, Aaron Gordon, Nikola Jokic. Bruce Brown stepped in for Michael Porter Jr. these last couple games. He's looked great. I think he's looked like we've all expected him to. I haven't talked to you a lot, Ray, this season. I'm curious. What's your take on Bruce Brown? Because he's kind of been one of the stories this season. I feel like he's been as good or maybe even slightly better than we could have hoped for. What's kind of your take on Bruce Brown?
What's interesting, I feel like he is simultaneously playing within himself and exploring his game.
Yeah.
Where he's obviously been a great fit as far as fitting in with other guys, with the stars, with Jokic, with Jamal, with Michael Porter. But at the same time, when the bench has needed him to kind of play point guard or a small forward or whatever he's needed to do, he's been able to step up and lead the team well.
Yeah. He'll have another shot to do that tonight. I mean, he's starting. If this is close, he'll be out there to close as well. So we'll see. Guys, Bizzy Bones Hyland is back in the lineup tonight. Like I said earlier, missed 5 of the last 9 games overall. He spoke at shoot around this morning, and he had some interesting stuff to say. Let me fill you guys in.
Okay.
So he missed a couple games with COVID. He came back for a couple games, and now is coming off a non-COVID illness. He said today that he had a hard time breathing during those 2 games that he played. He couldn't get his wind. He had no energy. He had to ask for subs, which he says he never does. And then while he was home, away from the team, he was just sleeping the whole time. He could barely get out of bed, he said. He had sore legs. His head was hurting. Runny nose. Bones Hyland also said he felt so bad he could only play video games for 1 hour a day.
Oh, that's tough.
Usually he plays for 4 hours a day.
At that age,
that's how you know it was
prime
bad.
Gaming age.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's how you know it was bad. But his dog, Tracy, was there for him. He said, I feel like he knows when I'm sick. He said he gave him good support. And he said he just kind of felt disconnected from the team, which kind of made me feel bad. You're away from the team, you're home, you're by yourself. He said he kind of felt disconnected, like he wasn't a part of the team the last week or so. But he's back. He's available tonight. What are you hoping to see from Bones tonight, Dev?
Just for him to get his win back. He played in that last game and left in the middle of the game. Like that kind of shows you,
Yeah, that shows you it was bad.
A peak performer in the middle of a game, just like saying, I can't do it tonight. So I just want him to just get back into a flow. The great thing is that it's a home game. Like if there's one guy that can try to will himself back or just try to get himself into some type of rhythm, it's Bones. Trying to get that home crowd up and on its feet. So I just want him to just play. I don't want him to do too much or anything like that. They're winning games with him not there. This is the Houston Rockets. They don't need you to do too much in this game. So just come back and just get your conditioning back.
Ray, how would you like to see Michael Malone manage this rotation tonight? Because you've got Bones Hyland coming back. You've got Ish Smith, who's coming off 2 great games. Do you want both those guys to play? Do you want Bones to step right back into that backup point guard role? How would you manage the rotation tonight, I guess?
I think it's a situation where I want to see how Bones feels in that first stint, as far as if I want to bring in Ish or not. Where, if he's aggressive, if he's confident, if by the end of this game Bones has 20 shots, and I'm assuming he's going to make half of them, hopefully, that, I'm comfortable with him leading that bench unit on his own. But if he needs a break, give him a break. There's no pressure. There's no need to rush into anything. It's not a playoff game.
Right.
It's just the Rockets. So
yeah,
have fun. I think that's the most important thing.
Have fun. I like that.
Yeah,
like
I
that.
want them to play together. I really like what I seen from them in that It was just so fun. It was just so fast. Just such a different flow to the team when both guys are just coming at you full speed the entire time and you're just trying to catch up. I just like that change of pace that they bring. Jamal Murray is a guy that we know takes a long time to bring the ball up the court. Those two guys are out and running the entire time where the rest of the team is like, okay, let's get out and going. So I think it's good to have like up and down type of flow to a game where the other team can't find out what your cadence is.
I like that point because
do you think the defense is going to be well? We didn't see a lot of defense last game either.
Yeah.
But do you feel like it's maybe versus a better team even that combination will be a problem?
Well, it's a second unit, so I think that you want to speed it up a little bit. With the defense, there's no defense being played, so you might as well just play a different brand of basketball. Defense really is not their thing. They just keep saying that because you're supposed to say that. They don't care. They let's be honest.
At least not right now.
They don't care right now.
Yeah.
When it's close and the game is on the line and it matters, they seem to care. They're the best in the league. But I would go.
Just send it.
I would just go.
I got you.
yeah, I kind of want to see the Ish and Bones pairing too.
It'll be fun.
Yeah, I hope we see it. We haven't seen it at all this season, really. And in the preseason, like you said, Dev, it was electric. Like those two were so good together. The bench unit looked great with Ish Smith and Bones Hyland playing next to one another. And I remember we saw that, and we came into the season thinking, oh, like that's going to be the backcourt. Like that's going to be the second unit backcourt. It's going to be Ish and Bones. They look great together. Why wouldn't they play together? The Nuggets had other plans. We haven't seen that at all. Ish has been hurt. Bones has been in and out of the lineup lately. So I do wonder if we get back to that. And around that you can put Davon or Christian Brown, Zeke, DeAndre. Jeff Green is also out tonight. And I would think that the Nuggets go back to Zeke and DeAndre like we saw in that first game. I could see that happening as well. So should be interesting. That's definitely a storyline tonight.
For sure.
Ish and Bones play together? Excited to see what happens. Let's move on to segment number 3, guys. I was listening to Bill Simmons' podcast today. And he likes to talk about the MVP race. And look, we're 20 games in. I know it's still early, but I think we were talking about the MVP race even earlier last year. But Bill was talking about on his podcast today how he wouldn't be surprised if we're talking about a potential Nikola Jokic three-peat, further on this season when discussing the MVP convo. And back in the preseason, back when we were talking about could Nikola Jokic win 3 straight MVPs, we thought there would be a couple qualifiers that he had to hit. The Nuggets would have to be the number 1 seed in the West. He would have to have a ridiculously efficient season. He would have to stay healthy. He'd have to play a big number of games. Those 3 things all look like they're probably going to happen. The Nuggets, or I wouldn't say probably, they could happen. Nuggets are the number 2 seed in the West right now. They have 1 fewer loss than the Suns. Jokic is putting up a ridiculous season. He's shooting above 60% from the field. He hasn't done that once in his career. And, he's been healthy enough. So I agree with that take that Bill Simmons had today. I think he is going to be in the conversation, whether he likes it or not. I don't think he wants to be in that conversation at all. But
he's done his best not to be.
He really has. But I think he is going to be in it. I guess the question I'll pose to you, Ray, is what needs to happen, from here on out for him to win a 3rd straight MVP? Is it possible?
So
do you think?
I think the 1 seed is kind of necessary, but not necessarily sufficient. 2 more things I would add on top of that. Something crazy statistically, a triple-double season, a night where he is responsible for 70 points between assists and points. And I think Luka Doncic being in the play-in. I think if they have a statistically similar season, I think it's very likely that, there's just a little bit more voter fatigue. And Luka, I don't know if they're winning a championship, but he might win MVP. I think that's kind of what he wants right now.
Yeah. What do you think, Dev?
I don't think that Jokic is in the conversation. I think he is the conversation. He has to be up there. And honestly, I truly think he is not really playing as hard as, or like he's not trying to go after it in the same way as
Can you
all
zoom
the
in
other
on that
guys.
too, Cal?
The other guys, he's playing the least amount of minutes. He's taking the least amount of shots. He's scoring the least amount of points due to the other factors. Super efficient, and they're winning. I really don't even think it's Luka because I think that they're just going to continue to lose games. They're a 500 team
They're
right
10
now.
and 10 right now. 500.
And I think it's just him and Jason Tatum right now. And Tatum, it's because they're winning so many games, and he's scoring the ball like really well. But at any point, like things can slow down for them. They're not going to pick up, all those wins every single time. So then it goes back to what Ray was talking about. There has to be some type of anomaly. A triple-double, averaging a triple-double, or it's like super close to it, taking over the number one spot and having monster games on, those televised games, and down the stretch going like crazy with like huge 40-point games, 50-point games, and things like that. Right now, I think it's just about the wins. Later on, they're going to have to remember those key moments for it to be, because it's the statistics and the computers, they're going to say it's Jokic.
Right.
You need the people to like say, okay, he dominated, Giannis in their matchup. He dominated Embiid in their matchup. He had 50-point triple-double against blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
I think it's just those type of things. So if he stays exactly where he's at right now and then have a huge second stretch, it's his three-peat.
I think it's very possible. I'm with you guys that he needs just like that shocking stat. Last year, he was the first player in NBA history to get 2,000 points, 1,000 rebounds, 500 assists in a season. That's like an easy thing you can put up on a graphic and be like, boom, that is ridiculous. If he averaged a triple-double, would that be it? Maybe. I think maybe he would need another like statistical thing like that. Leading the league in true shooting percentage, I think that would be ridiculous. He's second right now behind Nick Claxton, who has taken like 5 shots the entire year from outside the paint. He has a better true shooting percentage than Rudy Gobert. That's ridiculous. I don't think that's the type of shocking stat that is going to like convince voters or anything. He needs something. I don't know what that thing is, but I think he needs something like that. But if we just look at the candidates right now in that graphic that was just up there, Jason Tatum, obviously with the Celtics. I mean, the Celtics are 17-4, best record in the league with the best offense, I think, of all time. That's his argument right now. He's a great two-way player. Giannis, the Bucks, 14-5. They have the second best record in the league. He's having about the same season he's had the last couple of years, and the Bucks have the best defense. That's his argument. Steph Curry's having like the best season of his career, actually. The Warriors around him just have been underwhelming. And then we've got Luka. Did you guys watch the Warriors game last night by chance? Luka is just ridiculous.
Oh, he went insane. Absolutely berserk.
Yeah.
Oh my God! They showed his FanDuel point. He had like 84 FanDuel points.
Yeah.
Like, that doesn't even.
Okay.
How the
insane.
Mavs play, it's like what's going to happen every single time down the floor. Right. Everybody does. The Mavs, the Warriors who they were playing last night, everybody knows what's going to happen. Luka's going to come down, and he's going to try to score it, and nobody can stop him.
And then he's just going to grin at you. Like
it's insane watching Luka Doncic. But I just don't know if he has enough talent around him to be above a 500 team right now. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know if he's going to be able to hold up like this throughout the entire season. So I just think if Jokic continues on this pace, he's going to have to be in the conversation. Do you think a number 1 seed is something he must have? Like Nuggets have to be the 1 seed?
Yeah.
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 I think so too.
It just helps a lot. It's one of those arguments. It's part of the whole... Everything that you have to do, just make sure the real hoopers know that he's the best player in the league, and this is the best team in the league.
Yeah.
If he gets the 1 seed, the argument for him is just so much easier, and it's going to be amplified on a national scale where you say, if Jokic is not on the floor, this is one of the worst teams in the league.
Right.
They're the best team in the entire league. with him on the floor, that's your MVP. Like, it just makes it easy. Like, that you just how do you rebuttal that? Nick Wright wouldn't be able to rebuttal that.
He would find a way.
He would try.
I think he would find a way.
He would try. But you just can't.
Yeah. Another thing that I think is going to push Jokic into the forefront of this conversation more, I think the Nuggets might be about to go on a run. And if they win tonight, they'll be on a nice 4-game winning streak. They have a lot of home games coming up. They've been on the road the entire first quarter of the season, pretty much. They got a lot of home games coming up in December and January against a lot of beatable teams. I just think if Denver continues on this current pace, and we've talked a lot about the level the Nuggets are at and how they obviously have this next gear they can get to, I think a run could be coming here. And if the Nuggets win, I don't know, 13 of their next 20 or something like that, 14 of their next 20, and suddenly they're just number one in the West and they've built this maybe a little cushion for themselves, I just think we're going to start to hear the noise more and more. So get ready for it is kind of what I'm saying.
Yes, sir.
I mean, and the best part about that is they're not even at full strength yet. Like,
yes.
They're still working guys in the lineup, getting guys back from injury, sitting guys out. Like, they haven't even got at full strength, and the run is coming, and we're in the middle of it. Who knows when it stops?
Yeah. All right, let's move on here. Get out your phones. Bring up the DraftKings Sportsbook app. It's time to hopefully win some money tonight, Dev. How you feeling about Nuggets Rockets Part 2? You feeling good?
I really liked the first one, so this
Yeah.
is the sequel.
Okay.
So it has to be as good as the first one, right? Like, everybody knows that.
Yeah.
So Nuggets come into this as 11-point favorites.
Where were they for game one?
11.5.
Okay.
So it's pretty much the same. And the crazy part is that in game one, they were on the second night of a back-to-back.
Oh,
so,
shit.
they don't see any different. They're just like, hey, let's just give them the 11.
The Rockets have been in Denver the last 2 days also. It's not like they went home and flew back. They've been
Right.
here.
Yeah. Do you think that's that's bad or good with that?
I think it's good for them.
I think it's good.
You get a full night's sleep.
You get
Yeah.
to
It's gotta
relax
be
and
good.
stuff like that. You're not on the road. You're not flying and trying to check in and things like that. So
I'm assuming they practiced at the arena. I mean, I know they had shoot around there this morning. I'm
don't know
assuming they had a practice yesterday, maybe at the
You
arena.
think Denver nightlife just got to them?
oh man, they probably went to Winter Park.
Whiskey Row got to him?
Maybe.
So
Probably not.
I'm gonna just keep it real. They beat their ass last game. Like, that was ass whipping.
They
So
did.
do you think that I'm gonna think that there's any difference there? No. One team wants to win, and it's not Houston. Houston does not want to win games. Like, they just don't. So I think that Denver has a chance to break them early.
Yeah.
And if you take advantage of that, they're going to give up in the second half. You're going to see Josh Christopher take real shots in the game, not after the game.
Right. Yeah. After the last game, I go out to join the show and into the arena, and there's nobody there except Josh Christopher in full uniform getting up shots. I've never seen that from a visiting player in Denver.
Getting his work in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As far as the over/under, they went wild in the last game. Like, both teams were just scoring with ease. I feel like for Houston, it was kind of like easy. Like, that was their. I think even though they lost by a lot, that was like their best half of the season. It had to be. There's no boy that they played that well. They knocked down every three. They rotated the hell out of the ball. Sengun had a great start. So I think Houston's team total, I would take the under on that, in its entirety. I think that the over in the game, I think that hits, though. Over 230,
Okay.
I do like, just because Denver can score when they want to.
Yeah.
We just talked about Houston not wanting to win. It's worse than you think. That second half last game, they really rolled over. They did not care. The coach is all in on it. Everybody knows it. So they have a cool bet. You could bet right now for the second half bet. Denver is favored by -6 in the second half right now.
Ooh.
I like it. I like it. I think Denver's going to win by more than 6 in the second half. We know that this
Okay.
is like a third quarter curse. I don't think that that's the thing against Houston. I just don't. So I like that bet. And it's different. I've never done that before, so I'm excited to try it.
Nice.
Do we think that Sengun is going to go nuts again?
I think we'll have another good game.
Yeah.
I don't. I think I'm going to go under 25.5 points, rebounds, and assists. I just don't think that he has another game like that. I do think he's really good.
Yeah.
I just don't think he's going to score in the ways that he did last game. That was a good game. Jalen Green was bad last game. Could he be any worse?
Probably not. I don't know.
I feel like he's going to take the same approach he took last game.
He don't care, so I'm going to go over 21.5 points. I think he could be worse, but I think he's going to shoot the ball and score a little bit easier, so I'm going to go over 21.5. Also, they have a weird bet with him that I like, and I know that Eric would appreciate this.
Okay.
His turnovers are at 2.5. I think I would take the over on that. I would actually get it up to 3 if I could. But yeah, I like that, the 2.5. Turnovers for him. What kind of Jokic do we see today? I feel like he's just kind of back. Like, I don't even think that he's like trying to be back, but he's like, this is a little too easy for me. I'm
telling you, man,
here.
after that Thunder game, he's back. He's like, he can do anything. He can
do anything.
He could go for 40 tonight.
Jack wanted to like let me know that he had a haircut today. He has a haircut.
I did see that. This is a Jokic haircut game.
We already know what we do that. Over 45.5 points, rebounds, and assists. I like that. I like it a lot. I like the over on Jamal Murray 3-pointers. But my absolute lock, is the over Jamal Murray points.
Ooh.
He scores when he wants to on this team. Like, they have little guards. They have guys that don't want to defend. He takes advantage. Footwork is insane. Who do you think has better footwork, Jamal Murray or Jokic? He wasn't here last game, so I want to actually both of you guys.
Ooh. Better footwork, man. That's like
I'm gonna go with
Jamal.
Yeah, I'd probably go Jamal.
And we're gonna see it on display tonight. So I got over 18.5 points for Jamal. Love it.
Nice. I like Jokic triple-double tonight. I liked it last game against the Rockets. He finished 2 assists short only because the game got way out of hand. The game could get out of hand again tonight. But, like, last game Jokic had, I think it was 5 assists in the first quarter, something like that. I just think he's going to rack him up tonight. Maybe the Rockets, like, try to double him a little bit more than they did in that first game. Maybe they switch it up defensively a little bit. So, I like Jokic to get a triple-double. Anything you like, Ray? You feeling anything tonight on DraftKings Sportsbook?
I am not. I'm a cursed gambler. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, so whatever you say is not. So you should just do the thing where you just say somebody on the other team is going to have a good
need
game.
something from
lie.
you.
So I disagree about the
Sengun?
Yeah.
You think he has over 25.5?
Yeah, I think so. He's a really good player.
I think so too.
But I think, and I'm going to be honest, is Nikola really looking to prove himself, locking up Sengun? I don't think so. I think
he's definitely not.
Yeah, you can get yours. It's fine. You know.
Yeah.
I'll go home. Onion is waiting for me.
All right. We will circle back to those bets after the game. Hopefully we're in another Winners Lounge, guys. Nuggets Rockets Part 2 coming up here. Watch that. Then come back to this YouTube channel. Watch us for the post-game show. Hopefully it's a Winners Lounge. Talk to you guys then.
All right. See you.